G'day, this is Peter, back with another episode of the Property Club. And today we're looking at the top 10 most affordable condominiums available in Rockwell Makati. Now, Rockwell, don't get confused with the location Rockwell Makati and Rockwell the developer, because they're two separate things. Ultimately, Rockwell the developer did develop Rockwell Makati, and ultimately that's how they got their name. Now, Rockwell's known as the premier developer, so don't get confused with other developments outside of the Makati location. Today, I'm just looking at my top 10 most affordable condos that I found available in Rockwell Makati. So now look, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background, okay, about Rockwell. It's an awesome developer, great developer. I'd love to own a Rockwell condominium personally. And you can just see here, here's one example of a 2-bedroom flat, a large size flat, and they rent for like big money, 150,000 peso. But anyway, we're talking about properties for sale today. I'm just going to show you some examples on the Rockwell site. Remember, as a company, the property management arm of Rockwell is always going to try and get the best price per square meter. So that's why you will see online most of the condominiums available in Rockwell, they're asking above 300,000 peso per square meter. And let me give you a quick example like this one, 56 square meters, 18 million, okay? So 18 million peso divided by 56 is actually 321,000 peso per square meter. Yeah, that's right. That's how expensive Rockwell really is. Proscenium is one of the newest developments by Rockwell in Rockwell Makati, hence why it's so high and expensive, but I'm just giving you an example. Now this one, The Grove, don't get confused, this project is not located in Makati and therefore will not be included in my list of top 10 properties, most affordable properties in Rockwell Makati today. Actually, for the property manager, this is a good property. It's 24 million. I'm just giving a background before we actually jump into it and I show you my top 10. But this one is probably the cheapest one on the property management website in Rockwell, which is the Manansala, and it's priced at 247,000 peso per square meter. Remember, look, you're going to get good service from the property manager directly, but ultimately you're going to pay more. And people usually do use this property manager because going out there and trying to find these condominiums is just so ridiculous, because actually when you go online, it's very difficult to find the condominiums that you want at the right price. It's very, very hard, and to find those listings online. Literally, you search for Rockwell, and what they do, property agents and brokers literally put in the tag. It could be a new development elsewhere in Ortigas, it could be in Quezon City, but they tag Rockwell, so when you search Rockwell, it's really hard to find real Rockwell Makati condos. So it's a minefield, it really is. Here's one other example before we get started. So this is 10.5 million peso. It is big money, guys, big money for 32 square meters. So actually that's 328,000 peso per square meter. Yes, that's what these properties sell for, and they've always been expensive, and every year it just seems that prices go up and up and up with Rockwell. Anyway, without further ado, number 10. So number 10, this is a Rush condominium, a 1-bedroom flat condominium in one Rockwell. Remember, different buildings have different prices. One Rockwell actually usually prices are particularly high, above 250 to 350,000 peso per square meter. I've even seen some stupid prices like 400,000 peso per square meter. It's not unusual. I've seen a 50 square meter condo in this building priced at 20 million peso. Anyway, moving along. This is 53 square meter floor area plus a one bedroom sorry, plus one car park. So 53 square meter floor area plus one car park. Let's have a quick look at the photos. And I might just zoom in a little bit, because last time I was doing a video, people had commented that they wanted me to zoom in on the pictures so you can see it. And there's a balcony there, just hard to see. In one Rockwell also, I mean, this photo doesn't give the condo justice. It is really nice high ceilings. That's a better photo there. So anyway, it's 12 million peso. Okay, so 12 million peso divided by 53 square meter floor area, which is 226,000 PSM, which actually for Rockwell is quite fair, plus a park, okay, plus parking. So actually really decent price for one Rockwell, the building. So number nine is a little bit cheaper. It's a little bit more affordable actually. It's 11.6, so 11.6 million, and it is 52 square meters, and it equates to 223,000 peso per square meter. So straight away you can see, you know, these listings, this top 10 is going to be a lot cheaper than what you find with the property manager direct, the developer direct. So anyway, this is 11.6. It's a 52 square meter floor area unit size plus a parking slot. So again, you know, most of the condos I'm showing you here tonight have parking. Okay, so really, you know, add that in, you know, you get a park for free, and these parks aren't cheap. They cost anywhere from like 1.5 to 2.5 million peso for a parking slot normally. That's the balcony, that's the view. And actually it's a really nice view. I'm just going to go back on this one. So you can see there, and it's a bit blurry when I zoom in too far, but ultimately what that is, that's Rockwell Makati. So this is one of the housing estates that cost an absolute fortune, okay? In that village, houses start from like 200 to 250 million peso. It's one of the most exclusive housing estates in Metro Manila. So that's Bel Air in Makati. So ultimately, I mean, if you could get this down to like 10 million peso or just under, like 9.9, 9.8, something like that, then you're doing really well versus having to pay 200 million plus in the estate just across the road. So yeah, look, really good value. This is number 9. And it's in one Rockwell East tower. This was, doesn't say which one, but yeah, that's one Rockwell, and this is another one Rockwell. This is East Tower. Number 8. So number 8, it's a one-bedroom condo in the Manansala. So if you remember, I did show you the Manansala earlier on the property manager's website, and it cost a lot more. Okay, it was much more expensive. Anyway, let's just do the quick mathematics on this one. This is 14 million peso divided by 71 is only 197,000 peso per square meters. So it's under 200,000 peso per square meter. So very, very few condos nowadays are under 200,000 peso per square meter in Rockwell Makati. But I expect with COVID-19 that will change. Again, this is a 71 square meter floor area plus parking. So again, another added bonus with this condominium. Having a look at the pictures. Big living space, and they don't show pictures of the balcony, but it does have a decent sized balcony. Again, high ceilings. If I was a bachelor and, you know, I didn't have the ability to purchase freehold land, which I do now in the Philippines, but if I didn't have that ability and I had to own a condo, where would I want a condo more than anywhere in the Philippines would be Rockwell Makati. Not too fond of that view. I actually like the other condo's view that I showed you earlier, which looks over Bel Air Makati, the housing estate. So anyway, good price, really good price. Actually, that's quite reasonable. It also says that they're negotiable 65,000 peso per month if you're interested to rent. Moving along. Number 7. So number 7, it's another condo in the Manansala Tower. Okay, so again, Rockwell Manansala. This is again 71 square meters, guys. So it's 13.8 divided by 71 is 194,000 peso per square meter. Where would you want to be? You know, at what level PSM do you think it's reasonable to purchase a property in Rockwell? What do you think? I mean, comment below. Do you think it's reasonable to only pay 150,000 peso, or do you think it's reasonable that, you know, condos should cost 200,000 peso in Rockwell? I seem to think, honestly, with COVID-19, this is a huge opportunity, and you might be able to get something like this for as cheap as 150 to 160,000 peso per square meter. So, I mean, look, ultimately, 71 square meters times 160, let's say you could get it down that cheaply, is 11.3 million. So, I mean, that's not a bad price for Rockwell Makati. Very good price. Anyway, 13.8, and it does have a parking slot. Most of the condos I found do have parking, because you don't want to then go and spend like 2 million peso on a park. So I made sure I found the ones with parks. Let me just zoom in here, show you guys. That's a nice light fitting. Kitchen's looking a bit dated. That's the bedroom. I think the photos are cut off there, maybe because I zoomed in. Nope, they're just not the best photographer. So that's it. That's all they show you. That's the one there, and that's number... What was that? That was number 7. Number 6. So number 6, another one. Actually, I don't know what it is, but it seems there were 2 buildings in particular where there were a lot more listings than others. And it's this building, the Manansala, and it was another building which was Joya, the Joya building. Okay, but actually I found the Manansala had the most condos available at the best prices, the very best prices. So anyway, this is 12.5 million. So 12.5 divided by 66. So it's 189,000 peso per square meter plus parking. So it's getting more and more reasonable. Nice living space. Let me just go back there. Very nice. You can see in all of these apartments the high ceilings. Okay, that's it. And decent looking condo there. Number 5. So number 5 is in the Joya Lofts and Towers. Now, I'm pretty sure this did say it was a loft. Let me just see there. No, I must be thinking of another listing, because, look, it is kind of hard to say with this one because they've only got this one picture, okay? One picture. And the thing about Joya Lofts and Towers is, you know, there's some lofts, and the lofts are obviously worth more because they have airspace. And the airspace adds to the square meterage. Ultimately, the developer had to pay for that airspace. So technically speaking, lofts are better value. Now, I don't believe this is a loft because it doesn't note that it is. It's priced actually very, very reasonably for 11 million peso, and divide that by 66 square meter is 166,000 peso per square meter. Unfortunately, though, the downside with this condominium, no parking. So if it had a parking slot, I'd probably move this up to number 4 or number 5. But unfortunately, it's only number 5. Sorry, I would have moved it up to number 4 or number 3. So unfortunately, it's only listed as number 5 because it's without parking. And honestly, it is such a pain not to have parking. When you don't have a park, what happens is you either have to buy one separately at just crazy prices. I've seen, parking slots above 2.5, 2.3 million peso. Just absolutely crazy what people want for parking slots nowadays. Or you have to rent, and you might pay as much as 10,000, 9 or 10,000 peso per month for a parking slot. So when you buy, preferably you want to buy with a parking slot. Number 4. Now this was super cool. They have some really nice pictures. The decoration of this just looks unbeatable. It looks unreal. It's in one Rockwell East tower, okay? And one Rockwell is a good tower. It's 52 square meters, and I'm pretty certain it did have a park. Having a look there. It doesn't say. No, it doesn't say. I thought it did say it had a park. Let's assume that it doesn't. But anyway, it's listed at 10.9. So 10.9 divided by 52 is 209,000 peso per square meter. Remember, you can't really compare a loft with a flat when you're comparing price per square meter, because the loft, the void area, is like, extra space. So it could be 10 extra square meters, it could be 12 extra square meters. It's very difficult to say. Okay, guys, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, without further ado, let me show you these pictures. Number 4. Wow. This is the dream condo. If I was a bachelor, this is what I'd buy. And look at that. Amazing. I love what they've done with the condo. They would have spent easily $1 to $2 million. Sorry, 1 to 2 million peso. I often get confused with currencies, but 1 to 2 million peso just on the fit out, because it looks so nice. The unit would not come like this, guys. The owner would have done this themselves, and it looks very nice what they've done. The woodwork, the paneling, etc. And just, the fixtures and fittings, the furniture, etc. Very nice. And that's the airspace. So that's the void in the loft. If I was a bachelor, this is what I'd want to own. Actually, I've always wanted a loft like this. This is kind of like the dream to live in a condo like this in Rockwell. I believe it's Will Dasovich. I'm not sure whether it's one Rockwell or Joya, but he lives in a loft with his girlfriend. He's a very famous YouTuber. He lives in a loft in Rockwell. I believe he moved there very recently, and I did see a video on his YouTube channel. So that gives you an idea, the rich and famous living in these types of condominiums. But obviously, me being a family man now, and those stairs, I just couldn't live there with a baby. It would just be too difficult. Just going to show you these photos again. Look at that. Oh, the dream. Wow. Okay, number 3. Okay, again, one Rockwell East tower. So this is priced at 11.5. And I think why I chose this one as number 3 and not this one as number 3 is I couldn't see a parking slot on this one, whereas this one did have parking from memory. Yep, so it's 68 square meters floor space plus a parking slot. So let me just explain. This was priced at 16 million. You can see here 16 million negotiable, and they've dropped the price all the way down most recently to 11.5. Wow. And it has a nice balcony. You can see the balcony here. It's a decent sized balcony, and that's what you want. You want a balcony with a nice view, and this has probably one of the best views in the building. It faces the city and Bel Air estate. So you can see Bel Air, you can see the houses, and you can see the city lights of Makati in the background. So yeah, that's why I picked this as number 3. Let me just price it up. So that's 11.5 divided by, what did we say? It's 68 square meters. Is 169,000 peso per square meter. Now that is cheap. If you could steal this for, I don't know, let's say if you get this for, I'm going to say 9.9. That's the dream. If you can get this 9.9 with a park, you're really stealing it. Nowadays, divided by 68 square meters, 145,588 peso per square meter. So if you get this for like 146,000 peso per square meter, just under 10 million, say 9.9 something, you'd be laughing. Maybe you'd offer 9.99 or 9.95, something like that. And, just to get something like this with a 9 in front of it, absolutely laughing. This is a bargain, an absolute bargain, and it comes with a parking slot. Anyway, without further ado, number 2. So it's another loft, and it's a gorgeous looking loft. It's only 46 square meters though, so it's not quite as big as the other loft we showed, but the price is right. Okay, it's 8.8 million divided by 46 is 191,000 price PSM, price per square meter, whereas this was 191. I just want to compare the two. 10.9, and I'll show you the difference in a minute why the other one's number 2. This is a bigger unit. It does look nicer internally. Divided by 52. I also prefer this building, but this is 209,000 peso per square meter. This was 191,000 peso per square meter. So as a price, as an overall price, this is better value. Honestly, I actually prefer this building better, but Joy is still a great building, and it is still Rockwell. And the other added fact why this is just such a great buy, an absolute bargain, is it comes with a parking slot. Now, whoa, no way, it says it's negotiable. Honestly, I would have thought at that price they would have been firm. But who knows? Maybe they're only, slightly negotiable. Maybe they'll only knock over, a few 100,000 peso. Look, to be fair, if you could buy that for 8 million, get that for 8 million with a parking slot, 8 million divided by 46 square meters. So pay 173,000 peso per square meter for a loft like that with a parking slot. You would absolutely be laughing all the way to the bank. Mate, this property's only going to go up from here. Rockwell is extremely exclusive area. Look at that. Very, very nice. Now, drum roll. Okay, guys. This is funny. Number 1. Number 1 is this one. It is the Amasolo Tower, Rockwell. Unit 17L, 1 bedroom. 73 square meters. Plus parking. Wow, that is insane. So 10.5 million divided by 73. This is the best price per square meter, and this is what I'm talking about. It is only 143,835 PSM. So price per square meter is 143,000 peso per square meter. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is number 1. This is why, because the price is just right. Unfortunately, it has this shady photo. So, it's a bit sketchy. Also, look, Amasolo, I like the building. I've always liked that building. I think it's a good building. And it's Amasolo West Tower. So, it comes with parking as well. So, an added bonus. Look, if you're interested in this condo and you want to steal it, honestly, I don't even know if you'd negotiate much. Maybe you'd ask them to knock off 600,000, buy it at 9.9, 9.8. Honestly, at that price, with parking, I don't even know if you'd negotiate. Look, if you're really, really wanting a good deal, maybe you negotiate an extra 5 or 600,000, just so you can say, yeah, you bought it with a 9 in front of it for only 9.9 million. Yeah, sure. But the price is right here. Contact this bloke because, yeah, he's got the best price condominium in Rockwell today. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Please do support the channel. I do need your support. Check the description. You can check the description, the different ways you can support the channel. Also, please do share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated, and have a wonderful Saturday night. Bye for now.